Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Slope Club. It is January 9th, 2021. Boy here with Jimmy and Josh, and foreigners can't get into the Sakurazaka Meet and Greet. The online Meet and Greet has fallen apart for all the foreign fans. What happened?
You know, traditionally we would be having like handshake events to go with these tickets. So you would have to be in Japan. But due to COVID, they've been doing online meet and greets. And then for today's event, they made a hard rule. No attendees not residing in Japan.
Yeah, and the main issue that people are having is that before they allowed it, now even though the rule was in place, they still allowed foreigners with their passports to come in.
So the real actual gate to this is the residence card. So before, in the first two dates, passports were okay. But this time, even for Japanese people not in Japan, apparently they are not able to do the meet and greets with just their passport. They need to show their residence card. And that's the main thing that the staff is checking for.
What concerns me is that they still sold after letting foreigners in. So foreigners like Jimmy saw that it was available and that they were letting people in to go buy some more. But now that the hard rule is there, Jimmy, as our continuous example, is not able to see any, even though he joined afterwards.
For me, it was a little bit rough, right? This was my first time doing it, so I just didn't know what to expect. Yeah, but then all of a sudden, the staff started asking me, it's like, oh, so do you only have your passport? And then she's like, oh, 1 second. She disappeared for a while. Then like a different person came back in. It's like, you need a Japanese residence card. This event is for people living in Japan only. It wasn't like I wasn't aware. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to make a big stink of it. I'm not going to hassle this poor staff son. It's not her choice to make. But what was it like for you guys?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I'd already gone through 2 days of this. And so, just going through the motions, right? Pick your name, upload the picture of your passport. It shows the little screen with the red text. Staff's checking. I ask, oh, passport is no good. And they're like, yeah, it's NG. And so I'm like, oh shit, okay. Another staff comes through and they're like, hey, are you in Japan right now? I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know enough Japanese to BS through this. So no, I'm not in Japan. I'm sorry. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. This is only for Japanese residents. Bye.
Yeah, this seems to be the consensus around with everyone. Like even people who say, yeah, I live in Japan, they still have to provide further proof that they live in Japan, not including their passport. They have to either show the residence card, as mentioned earlier, or mention their address that's on their actual contact.
They're pretty cold-blooded about it, too. I actually went back into my second slot to try to ask about it a little bit more. So I was like, oh, this, before it was okay? And they're like, no, the rules have changed. You need to be in Japan. Goodbye, sir. I'm like, oh, whoa, shit, dude.
I said good day, sir. I said good day, sir.
Good day to you, sir. Dude, you slammed the door in my face. I'm like, damn. The staff only knows so much, right?
Yeah. They don't have so much power, right?
There's like the initial staff that just basically checks, right? And then they go to another person that like vets you further. And then maybe another staff. But then after that, it's like, they won't know any more than we do. Right? I saw tweets in like Thai and Korean. Like China, it's everyone. It's not just like the Westerners. Yeah, I think every overseas fan already knew the risks because it said it on the page, on the website, and even on the email that they sent before the event. This weekend's specifically, your forms of ID they will check. The first one is passport, right? So it doesn't specify Japanese only passport or not. It just says passport. So everyone's like, okay, cool.
My biggest thing is like the lack of consistency in how they've been enforcing this. Like, let's be real here. It's not like they just discovered that there were international fans in this event. They've all been knowing this, right? And it just feels like so weird that they abruptly decided like now is going to be the time. We're not going to be privy to everything. But as a fan, I would like to know why. It's like, okay, well, it's in the rules. I'm not going to argue that. But, like, why is that the rule to begin with, right? It's an online meet and greet.
I mean, like, I guess if you look at the physical events, right, and actually shaking their hands and stuff like that, you have to be in Japan, right? So it's just that, but online now.
Like, what are the restrictions that they have? for online versus in person. In person, it's the actual physically being there, but online, it's you don't have to be there as long as you prove that it's you with a passport or with the right identification. Then it should be okay. At least in my eyes, we're not the company.
That's just how they roll, I guess.
They were fine taking my American money. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels weird to pretend now that you didn't realize that there were foreigners in your event up until now.
Yeah, there's been 2 days of it. Not only that, but there's also foreign transaction fees that happen a lot.
What gets me is like they should have hard gated all the foreign stuff from the beginning.
Yeah, like the first day, right? Tell us about the passport stuff. Because then maybe I wouldn't have bought in all those hundreds of dollars worth of Nogi tickets. I don't even know if they're going to be valid anymore.
There are the Nogi ones coming up too, and so that's quite a bit of concern because I got way more Nogi tickets than I did for Sakurazaka. So we're all kind of just like, ooh, are we just eating this, taking this L?
I just wish that if you were going to change the rules and say like, okay, a passport isn't good enough, I feel like that would have deterred a lot more people, right? If it was just a little bit more clear communication.
What happens if I'm, visiting Japan and I got stuck there, don't have a residence card because of these times that we're living in? I'm just there, I just have my passport. I can't prove my residence.
Just open up the window.
Look.
I guess we just gotta take the L, man. We all knew what we were getting into.
I think that's kind of where everybody's at. It's like, we gotta take that L. It is what it is. But like, also, it's like, there's nothing wrong with calling shady business practices out and saying that, they got to step things up and make things clearer.
But maybe that change in the rule between day 2 and day 3 now was just like some top brass bringing down the hammer, and be like, we're going to take all their money.
Think about all the concerts that we like, the online concerts that we couldn't go to because we didn't have Japanese credit cards. Why is that a thing there? But for like a meet and greet where you want it to be Japanese people only, you're willing to take international cards. I feel like I'm one of the least broken up people over this. I spent a good amount of money. I made a choice to only spend so much. If I had spent more, I probably would be. But like either way, it's like not about me, right? It was like when I would like hear from either you guys or just other fans on Twitter, even people who didn't spend several members worth of tickets. For them, it could be a lot of money.
Remember, there's a lot of other countries that exchange rate is really bad, so they have to pay even more money for it.
For a lot of them, a lot of people, this is like something that they've been looking forward to. It's been a rough year for a lot of us, and it's just like, it just seems like a really weird thing to just suddenly crack down on.
And it's not even like, oh, just go to Japan, forehead. It's like some people can't physically go. So this is like their only way to ever meet the people who they watch or people who inspires them every day. So what's something that everyone watching can do? Would it be like messaging maybe Fortune Music on their inquiry form, seeing like, hey, what's the situation? Is Nogi still okay? Is there a chance to get the money back without being, blacked out?
I don't know, man. What are the chances of them like even reading our emails and stuff? We can always do like, oh yeah, we raise enough, a loud enough voice and shit like that, starting a revolution. Let's have them change. I'm not expecting it to change anything, but it's just to show that, oh yeah, look, they exist.
Yeah, and I think the members know that. Like I know when I went in person to a handshake and showed my passport, they're always appreciative, and even in their mobames, they're like mentioning like foreign fans and everything, so they're aware of it.
We don't know anything that's happening behind the scenes. We don't know like their numbers through like the foreign transactions, even like
dent their total.
The most we can really do is to raise a big stink to like try to bring awareness. Yeah, send inquiry forms, do what you can, but at the end of the day, their agreement was to provide us CDs. These meet and greet tickets are the bonus that come with the CDs. They delivered on that part. Everybody knows that's not what it is, right? You're buying these meet and greets. They just come with CDs. But as far as they're concerned, like they kept up their end of the bargain. They provided what they said that they were going to provide. Like they don't care about our hurt feelings and that I can't go see Saito Fuyuka. But they do care is that like, okay, well that's like how X amount of money that I'm not going to receive anymore.
We're just here to kind of like put this out and vent a little bit because, your boy dropped some dollars on this one. Please. I just want to say hi to my Oshi.
Let us say hi or at least return our money,
The Rona has been killing me at work, man. The shit's rough.
Yeah, bro.
I just come home and see a cute girl on my iPad and say hi and chill.
It was my birthday yesterday. I just wanted to kick it with Sakurazaka, dude.
It's just how it be, man. Take the L, but let us know what your experience was. Did you go through this too? I'm pretty sure if you are an international fan, you did.
Yeah, if you need some emotional support, make sure you hit up the Discord. We'll be there to talk about it.
Talking about how stupid Josh was to still buy tickets even though it was in the fine print, Josh. I told you so, bro.
We all took that L today, brothers.
Do you think this will deter fans in the future, international fans?
Yes. Yes. I unless any kind of statement is made, yes.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm pretty salty, like at least for a bit, I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah, I'd even be concerned if I was in Japan and went to a physical handshake. Be like, I don't know, in the meet and greet, they didn't accept passports. Are they gonna accept it now, even though they say, like, I can't trust their word now?
Let's be real with the way COVID cases are in Japan. I think it's gonna be meet and greets online for a while. All right, before we have any back to at least a physical handshake, right? So I don't know. I do hope that like they do take this time to consider.